Hi guys, today we are going to learn about fractional indices. In the new linear IGCSE Maths paper, you will be required to work out several problems involving indices. You are required to know the use of index notation for squares, cubes, and power of 10, the use of index laws of multiplication and division of integer, fractional and negative powers, and also the use of interpret, order, and calculate with numbers written in standard form. Remember that when we're multiplying indices, you add the powers. When we're dividing indices, remember that you subtract the powers. When we're taking the power of a number which has already been raised to a power, you must multiply the value of these powers. Any values raised to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Any values raised to the power of a negative value is 1 over a power of b. Any values raised to the power of a fractional value is the root of the value. So all this example has been explained in the key points. So if let's say x power of m over n, the numerator will be called as a power, the n will be as a root. In this slide, few examples of fractional index are shown here. The denominator of a fraction is the root of the number or letter, and the numerator of fraction is the power to raise the answer to. You can see these examples in 1, 2, and 3, where the power 1 over 2 in example 1, when we write it in the square root form, which is equals to 2. Whereas if you see the example 2, 1 over 5, by the denominator, it will become as a root. So power of 5, and we will be putting the value which is b inside the square root of b. If it's look at example 4, it's possible to have negative fractional 2 y 3 power of 4. So if its fractional indices involve negative, we will be writing it as a denominator which turns negative to positive. In this slide, in the first line, the rule is MAM power of n, which is equals to AMN. So that is, we took each item inside the bracket and raised them to the power of 2 power of 3 in example 5. We can do this because each term is multiplied inside the bracket. If they were added or subtracted, we could not do this. In example 6, which is dividing indices means subtracting the powers. So this is an example of negative index. So the rule is to negative indices 3 negative 1, which is 3 power of negative 1 is equals to 1 over 3. So what we do, if it's involved dividing, so we will be subtracting the powers. Is that this is only where we can apply if you have the same number, which is 3 power of 1 over 3 and 3 power of 4 over 3. So 1 over 3 we subtract with 4 over 3, and we still have a negative number 3 negative 1. We also can write this as a 1 over 3. So a negative power is often referred to as reciprocal. In example 7 here, first we found that 2 power of 5 is equals to 32. How you get 2 power of y? The 32, we will simplify it as 2 power of 5. So then we raise this result to get the power of 5, giving 32. So we can simplify 2 power of 5, which is 2 power of 3 is equals to 8. Do not panic if you seek a questions like in example 8. In the first step, you remove the top expressions with a power of 1 over 3 multiply into the brackets, and then gather the a and b together with the powers. Since it's a multiplication indices, we will be adding the powers no matter the power number is positive or negative. In example 9, this is an advanced example actually. It is a function with a negative and fractional exponent. The first step in this example is to flip the fractions around and remove the minus. Then you square root the fraction before calculating it to the power of 4. If you have no problem with this type of expression, you can consider yourself a very accomplished mathematician in the area of functions and indices.